In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Greta's Dream World in the Big Farm game and offer some efficient ways to get this farm up and running so that you can start being productive with your co-op. So you want to go to the Dream World, which is in the top corner on the right hand side, little house in the clouds. Once you click on that, it'll ask you if you want to enter the dream, which is enter the Dream World. And then it'll offer some chances to set it up with using gold for having some of these things established already. I choose to do the free version, so I go in and click on Enter Greta's Dream World for free. So it'll take you to a new world. And then the way you want to tackle the tasks to set this farm up quickly is the same as any temporary farm, such as the Island Farm or the Northern Lights Farm. So what you would do is you just go into the tutorial steps. Greta's going to ask you to upgrade your farmhouse to level 2, which is something we'll do right away. I would not advise doing anything that is deviant from these tasks, other than maybe to sort of move some things around. So with the space that I have here, I'm going to use the layout mode and move some things around. I basically use the exact same setup over and over again. So once this is upgrading, we can look at what the features of the Greta Dream World would be, which is Greta's Dream World lets you play this with your own co-op members that have also entered the dream. So anybody in your co-op that's also followed these steps will show up. Most importantly, the first person that comes in will be designated as the co-op leader, and they'll be in charge of setting rules such as who is a deputy, and in that case, that will be done through, just your normal co-op kind of page that pops up when it comes to this. This is done, and the first task is finished. We move on, and we'll go on to the next step. So don't click on anything here, just follow the next step, which is to build another field, and then assign workers. You'll see you've got some workers here, so that's why it's important to do not just go ahead and toss people in here. Go in and build that first additional field. And because you don't have enough people, we need 10, you'll need to build a house. Assign the person, and right away you are done this task. Then it will ask you to click and look at projects, because this is Greta's Dream World. Your co-op will work together to finish those cooperative projects, and I'll talk about sort of the goals for getting these done efficiently. So that task is done. You notice I did not click on the corn because the next task is to harvest corn. So you might feel like you need to go and click this. Do not. Go straight to your library. Buy the booster book for corn. And now go ahead and harvest that corn. Set that other field up. I personally like to build a lot of fields, so I will just go ahead, build another field. And I will also upgrade the house. And remember, don't start plopping people into this windmill yet, just leave it as it is. So that's going to upgrade. Now I did sort of talk about a tip when it comes to cooperative projects. As a team, you'll need to see what works best for you. You may have a lot of people on all day long, or you may have people that are on once in a while and it's all spread out throughout the day. What we have found for my co-op is that we always do the level 1 projects. When there are a lot of people on board, they're online, we just knock out a whole bunch of these level 1 projects. So now that we have the other field, I'm going to assign the workers, add some more corn, and we just kind of leave it for the next period of time. So in the time that it's counting down, we can talk about some other boosters that you want to buy once your dollar amount goes up. Right off the bat, I will also buy the chicken feed and I'll buy the egg one once I get more money. I also will upgrade the different field ones. The way that I play, I will put in money towards cow feed, the cow milk, which is over hiding, and then apples. And that's how I play. I do not go online as much as I'd like to. Other people that are online all the time may go with pigs, corn, ducks, goats, all the different field things that you can have with the gourmet farm and bakery things. I just find that I'm only online enough to do the core set that I do, so I limit the number of books that I buy. And then, while we're waiting for these fields, I'm going to give you a quick way to finish off some of the other tasks that are going to pop up in the quest book. One of them will be to build lots of decorations. So I will actually fill some of that time while I'm waiting with some cheap decorations. Because right when you started this wonderful game, one of the tutorial tasks was to build farm decorations. Build like 8 and then you get a prize, like the decoration. So you get the same idea here. I will put this on pause until the next part is ready to go. Alright, so my corn has finished growing, and that task that said to harvest corn is ready to be finished off. And, ooh, nice, we finished off a co-op project, which is great. Alright, so I'm going to finish that task off, and then that one's done. And then it wants you to do some other little tutorial ones. So this one here allows you to see the rankings for your co-op in terms of the amount of points you guys collected as a group, and then as you increase your rating, at the end of this event, you'll end up taking home more and more diamonds. So we're in 707th place. Okay, what does first place get? First place gets 50,000 points. Good for them. Okay, that's done, and in the meantime, I'm just going to do a bit more corn. I've opened the ranking dialog. The next one is to do hummus, which you did get in a task earlier as a reward, so don't even worry about the fact that it's just lowly corn and it is premium hummus. Just get that task done. And then Dream Market. This is the fastest way to start earning the dream tokens, which is very similar to the Wheel of Fortune in the main world. This is a Wheel of Fortune in the dream world. So you'll go to the dream dollar contracts. What I like to do is I like to avoid, if possible, the ones that say closer to 300, because when you get started in this game, it'll give you 300 of everything. So what I'll do is I'll just pick the lowest one, which is in this case for dollar contracts, 172 eggs. I'm going to use it, get that task done with. Then it'll ask you to do a supply contract, I believe. There we go, supply contract. So we have some options down here for supply contract. Look at what it's offering. If you like what's there, then go for it. These ones give you some supply things such as seed, fertilizer, toolbox. What you're really looking for here is toolboxes, in my opinion, because the toolboxes are what you're going to need to upgrade the farm machines. I am going to ignore this one, and I'm going to use this one. Even though I did say, you know, avoid the ones that say almost 300. In this case, I want that toolbox top, and I don't mind the premium chicken feed. So luckily I have enough to finish it all off right away. And in this case, for this Greta Dream World, you will only get 2 contracts to fill to get past this tutorial steps. And then you'll get a whole whack of others. But before you tackle any of these other ones, I want you to look for the one that says mills, huge fan. This is where we're going to start putting in people into the mills. So let's look at the windmills. It says build 2, because in the dream world you have the ability to make multiple mills, multiple silos, composters, barns, whatever have you. So build this. You see this leftover 4? Now, because the task wants us to assign people, and now we can get credit for it. We do that, and now that task is done. Because we want this task next. Tackle this one next because it helps you, in a way, a funny little hidden treat to help you make money really quickly. So what I mean is, let's tackle this. Dream Decor wants you to build 3. So while I was waiting, I built a couple of decorations, and I am just going to build a cheap group of decorations. Wow, so I have a little bit more money here. I'm gonna go buy some more books. I'll buy the chicken feed book, and I'm going to buy the chicken egg book. And I'm going to make some chicken feed, and make some chicken eggs. Alright, so we have this, we've finished off the Dream Decor task, and it gives us some stuff, it gives us a decoration. Great. So what I'm going to do is go back to that task. I want you to build 2 more. And we have 3. And we've got one here, maple, and gets us to 4. Give myself some more room here. Here's the tack. Okay, here's the hack. 1, 2, 3, 4. It gives us credit of 4. The hack is this. Take your decorations and you take one out and store it. Hit finished. Then go to inventory and rebuild it. Watch and learn. As you've discovered, you don't actually need to build 5 decorations to get credited. So what I'll do now is we took the prize, which was, the reward, which was a lake. And at the time that you did that, you had 4, actually 4 sitting there. So you'll get 4 right away, and it says build 4 more. What I'll do is I'll take the lake, and I'll build the lake. So I get 5. And then I need to build 3 more. So I'm actually quite lazy. I just store them all, hit finished, and then inventory, and then 1, 2, and this one. We'll finish it off. And no, we do not have 8 here, but we got credited for 8. How amazing is that? Now we get a new decoration. I'll go in there and build the new decoration. And then we should have that decoration. You know, whatever is the fastest way for you to do this, I just do that because it hides them all for me. And then I will just start copying it over and over again until I hit the number of decorations needed to complete this task. And I do mean be persistent in just getting this one done, because I find that when you're setting up your farm, it will cost a lot of money. How many more do I need? 2 more. So I can choose to build 2 more, or I could just take 2 and then build those 2 back. And we're finished again. This is such a great hack. And just continue, or is it messy? Yeah, it's a little messy. Restore everything. It's finished. And then just go back again. I'm going to continue doing this, and then hit fast forward. Okay, so here's another hack that you may not have known about. The shed is the ultimate goal because there's a little Easter egg hidden here. I find, like I said, that you'll run out of money pretty quickly when you're setting up and upgrading buildings. And the reason why I say you're going to set up and upgrade buildings and it's going to cost lots of money is because as you go along with these tasks, it'll say, for example, upgrade your orchard to level 4, then upgrade it to level 7, and then upgrade it to level 9 for all the different buildings on your farm. So you can imagine that gets expensive pretty quickly. When you find yourself running out of money, go to this shed. Ignore the fact that it has 82 happiness, because you can always build more decorations. Have a look at what happens when you demolish this. When you demolish this shed, you will get $2.5 million to build up your farm. So that is a wonderful little hidden bone that Big Farm is throwing out to everybody, as long as you know about it. And then the last task in this decoration task is to build 26 decorations and get the birdhouse. So I do know that over time my farm is going to get big, I am going to be making lots of houses, and then that means that the happiness is going to start to tank. And so that is fine. These land plots are not that expensive, and you can build lots of houses and you can build lots of decorations to offset that cost. So one of the tasks that you want to start to deal with next, after the decor one is done, go to the Seeking Our Future and use a dream token. Just use one. And go here. And you'll get, for using one, it'll give you back some. So that's one. The next one you should do is sleeping with one eye open. So do this one, which is open another tab. So how do I do it? I do this, click on that, opens a new tab, close it, close this one, and there you go, more dream tokens, and some more money. And what you're left with are the remaining tasks to, if you follow them, gives you copper moons, it gives you diamonds, they'll give you some other prizes, some money. So I strongly urge you to do what you can to upgrade all of these tasks. What's affordable for you. I don't buy gold, and I me personally, only have time to upgrade a level 3 farm machine. So what I'll do is I like in what I do with my co-op is I like to build up a lot of orchards. We like to do the level 1 apple project very frequently, so I will upgrade my farm machine that gives me a 25% bonus on my apples to level 3, and if I happen to be really active, then I'll try and upgrade it to level 5, but I'm not on a lot, so I really never get mine to level 7 or 10 or whatever it is now, level 7. So that's my advice. If you find that you are better suited to do lots of feed than the feed mission or projects, you do this one. If you want more hummus, it's premium hummus, you do this one. And if this one here, you like doing the egg one, the, have at it and upgrade this one. It's to match your playing style. Back over here, I will then take, I'm just going to do some more corn. So one second, I do have to show you something else because we're talking about efficiency and things like that. A lot of people like to use specific buildings that are purchased using the copper moons. So what I'm going to do right now is just start going through and using all of my copper moons here. I'm able to grab from the Wheel of Fortune 14,000 copper moons. So what I like to do, and what I find a lot of us like to do, is to go into theme houses to build lodgings for our workers. And this one is pretty popular, the Summery Country Manor, because it doesn't cost a lot of copper moons, and it gives you a lot of people a nice low amount of unhappiness. And then just building lots of level 1 of these. And then you have additional workers, so you can go ahead and start building some production facilities to match your game style. This, and then I would use your copper moons to buy some special things like the country manors, perhaps some special cow sheds if you are here, you know, morning and night and that's it. You're going to be doing long-term production stuff rather than maybe lots of little chickens or lots of fields. Maybe you like having pigs because you just like pigs, or you're on every few hours, so you can buy a tropical pig sty. But you'll notice that it does start to eat up the copper moons pretty quickly, if that's your style of playing. If you're on every 3 hours, that copious cow shed is quite helpful. If you like to go and do the gourmet farm stuff, which I've never had time to get to, again, you have those options. But in order to do that, you're going to need to continuously get a good supply of copper moons. So the next thing to do is to figure out what it is you want to upgrade. So apple orchard, I know that was one of the tasks, so build one of those. Another task is to upgrade a barn. One of the tasks is to upgrade your field. One is to upgrade a house. One is to upgrade a chicken, like an animal stable. And then one is to upgrade either a windmill or a silo or a composter. I will tell you that of those 3 generic ones, the windmill is the cheapest one. The absolute cheapest one to upgrade, the cheapest processing machine or building to upgrade is not here. Oh, how funny. The, where did it go? Watermill. The watermill is the cheapest one to upgrade. If that's what you want to do to get that task done and then demolish it or not use it, that is your prerogative. But remember, you'll only be able to get goat feed, donkey feed, and duck feed. Otherwise, you could focus on the windmill, which is kind of costly compared to this one. Cheaper than this one, cheaper than this one. And then if you're only doing chickens, pigs, and cows, at least this fully upgraded thing is functional for you. I personally also like to focus on, in the market hall, supply contracts that give me toolboxes. If I don't want something because I feel like I don't need it, I will decline the contract and wait for something else with toolboxes. This one's not bad, but you know what, I want toolboxes. And then I'll look at the dollar contracts. And then if I really want to get more copper moons, then I'll fill these contracts that give me copper moons. So let's go back to here. The other tasks that you want to do are the daily tasks. These are just kind of those little easy tasks that you can do to get some more dream tokens, some diamond flower seeds, and some other additional perks. So the only thing you might find a little annoying is if you choose not to do the gourmet field stuff, the gourmet animal stable, you'll be stuck with having a task that you'll never be able to finish that day. And so you just have to be able to handle that. If you're a completionist, you won't be able to handle that. You'll find yourself building those, what are they called? Gardens. So I actively avoid doing those gourmet field things. Once you start to make more money and you start being able to see a hefty amount of money accumulating, I would suggest upgrading the farmhouse, because then you'll get the bonus, the deduction, or sorry, the, what is it called? Percent reduction for building time, and you'll get some more people. So I find that on Greta's Dream World, I will also upgrade the cozy farmhouse, and I can usually get to like level 5 or 6 just on my playstyle. So let's put some things there. I ran out of some workers, so I have a good amount of copper moons. I am going to buy another level 1 country manor home. So rely on communication with your co-op. Talk, figure out if there's a way to organize your efforts. figure out which projects work best with everybody's play style and the way that they build out their fields. As I said before, we like to do the level 1 popcorn one here, the corn. We like to do the apples. We like to do eggs. And we like to do the level 1 chicken feed. The other ones are pretty intense, and we don't necessarily like to do level 2 or higher, only because it's quite a lot of hustle and you really need a lot of people online to get these done in time. And if it's just a couple of you online at a time, those may not be very sustainable, because in this particular version of the game, you can only build one thing at a time, but if you wanted to use the repeat harvester, it is going to cost you money. And that's different than the Tessa Dream World version, which gives you the free repeat harvester. So many thoughts on that, and we'll all stew in our frustration in that sense. I'm looking along the bottom. I don't think that I have any other suggestion other than fully upgrade one of each of the buildings to get credit for these farm tasks in the quest book. And then if you have the copper moons to do it, then build a level 1 apple orchard, for example, a cooperative apple orchard. I would build a few of those, and then I would build this all the way, or upgrade it all the way to level 9, so that if I needed to, myself and myself alone could take care of one level 1 project for Wild Bad Apple, and then right away I've been able to get my co-op 360 points, and I have the 4,000 apples solo. Go into the rankings and look up people and see, well, you know what, let's go to the first place group. Let's look at these people. Level 21, level 34, let's look at this person here. Let's look at their farm. As you can see, they have set up their farm and they're getting themselves ready for some pretty intense stuff. So there you go, my suggestions for making this efficient, even though this wasn't the most efficient video. I'm sorry, I do tend to ramble. Good luck, and if you have any suggestions or comments or things that work well for you, feel free to put them into the comments. And if you have a name in the game, feel free to add that, and then maybe you guys can connect. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click on the like. Have a nice day.